How's it going? Pastor Andrew coming at you here with another thought of the week. As I've been doing my devotions this week, one of the things that I've been reading, and I've also kind of been focusing on with our youth ministry right now, are the different parables of Jesus and just kind of his way of teaching us and teaching his disciples and those that listen back in the Bible. Again, teaching them how to be Christians, the different life lessons and virtues as Christians we're supposed to follow. But one of the ones that's really stuck out to me and kind of the primary focus this week is the parable of when Jesus is explaining what defiles somebody. You know, we focus so much today on media. We focus so much on music, on TV, on movies, and all of podcasts, all this other stuff. And there's this constant debate, as Christians, should we listen to non-Christian music? Should we listen to only Christian music? Are we okay to watch non-Christian movies? Where do we stand on things like that? And that this parable of what defiles us was what really kind of made me think hard about that. And again, we live this Christian life of we try to kind of make a bubble around us. We try to live in this magical world where we're not going to be tempted by Satan, where we're not going to allow anything negative near us, and we raise our children in the same environment. We do everything we can, to protect them. And there's nothing wrong with that. We do everything we possibly can to shelter our children from this awful world that we live in. And one of the ways we do that is by not being around all that bad stuff, bad music and bad movies and bad TV shows. And what the scripture says in this particular passage, that it's not what goes into the body that defiles us, it's what comes out of our body. Out there we have bad music, and we sometimes use the excuse that we only listen to it because we like the beat or whatever it might be. But it's not the music in and of itself that defiles us. It's not that movie out there that defiles us. It's the impact that it has on us and how we allow things like music and movie and media to impact how we live our life, how we think, how we feel, how we talk, how we walk, whatever it might be. That's where we become defiled. And one of the big thoughts that I have, and one of the mentalities I have when I teach and I work with teenagers, is not to build up this bubble around them, not to keep them sheltered, keep them in a safe space, if you will. Growing up, I was raised in that environment. I was raised, I went to church every Sunday, and I thought I had a firm foundation. I got all the Awana awards and everything like that. But I wasn't really around bad things and bad people and bad stuff until I went to college. And that's where I fell flat on my face. We almost do a disservice by not teaching our kids how to handle stress, how to handle sin. Because I hate to break it to you, especially parents, your kids are going to be around bad stuff. And no matter how big of a defense you build for them, it's not going to protect them. Because ultimately they're their own person. They're going to go out into this world and they're going to have to make a decision. And hopefully they make the right decision. But we're not going to be there to help them make that decision. Instead, we need to prepare them now to be around this bad stuff and to know how to say no to it. To know what's right and what's wrong. And sometimes that even means letting them make a bad decision. That's really important. I know that's kind of how I learned. Sometimes I learn by burning myself. I learn by making mistakes. I think sometimes we have to have that mentality spiritually. Let our kids experience and have a bad experience at a young age to where they still have plenty of time to fix it, where mom and dad are right there to control it. But then the child still learns, hey, that was the wrong decision. You know, that defiles me, that defiles my relationship with God. Have a good week.